I'm Tracy Grimshaw. Welcome to A Current Affair. First up, the very real dangers your children are facing every time they go on a computer. With any click of the mouse, your home is potentially exposed to cyber predators. And of course, it's kids who are most at risk.
Yeah, he used to compliment me. He used to say that my picture was really pretty.
If she had said she was 15, I still would have done the same thing. If she had said she was 9, I still would have done the same thing.
It is so dangerous. It cannot be overstated.
You should be nice to me because I have footage of you.
What is going through your mind at the moment?
Quite a bit of shock.
It made me feel sick to my stomach that this man was interacting with my child under my roof, doing this damage when I was in bed asleep.
All of this took me about 10 minutes.
I just sat in my room for a while and just cried because I didn't know what to do for a while.
For every parent who hopes their child will never open the door to a stranger.
Without asking me one question, he clicked add.
Who thinks internet predators aren't a threat to their family.
That would frighten every parent to the core of their being, I absolutely promise you. These are beautiful, good, strong, normal families whose children have strayed down the wrong path on the internet.
Who believes they have the right protections in place to keep the wolves from their children's doors. Well, what you're about to see is a lesson worth learning.
I was approached within 4 seconds by an internet predator, a criminal.
Chad is a typical 14-year-old. He uses his computer for school and for fun most days. He has a Facebook page and smartly keeps its contents private. That's until he makes the grave mistake of accepting a friend request from a teenage girl he doesn't know.
I was given Chad's name and I went into Facebook and I did a search in Facebook.
Brett Lee from Internet Education and Safety Services is a former police detective who now teaches school kids about how to keep themselves safe in cyberspace. And what Chad doesn't know is today Brett is posing online as a pretty 13-year-old girl. Her name is Chiquita Rose and she's just asked the 14-year-old to be her Facebook friend. Chad doesn't know her, but still, he accepts.
No questions asked.
No questions asked.
Rob is Chad's father.
I didn't see the harm in it myself until Brett started to show me.
Brett now has complete access to Chad's online world. He chats to him about school. Brett accesses family photos as well as just about every other detail a predator needs to know to start grooming a victim.
I've got his name, I've got his date of birth, I've got his school, I've got his sister's name, his parents' names, and I know what area he lives in.
By cross-referencing Chad's parents' details, Brett finds the teenage boy's home address.
If you had evil intent,
yes,
those could also support your building of the relationship with him, obviously.
Absolutely.
There have been instances where we've been able to turn around a complaint to an arrest within an hour and a half.
Detective Inspector John Rouse from Queensland Police Task Force Argos chases online predators. He warns cute children's computer gaming and social networking has opened up a whole new dangerous world.
We can confirm that we do have sexual predators in those platforms. Those applications do their best to weed people out. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at the number of subscribers that enter, how do they put adequate security across there? They can't.
Detectives interviewed predators, their victims and parents to hammer home the dangers. Even with their identities hidden, what comes out of their mouths is chilling.
I am a parent's worst nightmare, and it's so easy to target teenagers on chat rooms these days.
It's something that changes them forever. Their innocence is gone. He never laid a finger on her, and yet the damage that was done was incredible.
It just scares the living daylights out of you when you think a little mistake could ruin everything.
Children posting photos, videos or using webcams increases their vulnerability to frightening blackmail and extortion.
Kids are from 6 to about 14 in here at the moment who have met people online and who have been coaxed to leave the home in the middle of the night and meet with who they thought was a young person or a peer, and it wasn't.
Hetty Johnston is the founder of Bravehearts, a child protection charity that helps pick up the pieces after a predator has struck.
We see parents who are totally shattered, who believe that they had done absolutely everything in their power to protect their children.
And it happens fast, faster than you could ever imagine. Here, Brett is inside a teenage online chat room posing as a 13-year-old girl. In just 4 seconds, a child predator has approached and tries to push Brett's teenage character into a private chat room where he wants to pounce.
He asked me questions such as my identity. He wants an image. He asked me about me and my family. Then he moved into asking me what I'm doing, where I am, and then he started asking me probably what would be considered as mildly inappropriate questions.
Brett's tips on preventing your child from being an easy target: keep lines of communication open with your kids. Consider monitoring and filtering software. Have active involvement in their internet use. Become their Facebook friends. Know who it is they are chatting to online. Retain control of internet and phones in the house. Have firm rules and consequences. And keep the internet in a public area of the home.
Don't give them a mobile or an internet-connected device in their bedrooms.
Back to 14-year-old Chad, and finding out Chiquita was in fact a man called Brett was a shock.
She knows where I live, what school I go to, how old I am, my parents, my sister's name, everyone knows quite a lot about me.
And your thoughts about that?
Quite scary.
Scary too for parents everywhere, trying to protect their kids from an internet world they can't avoid.
Pretty revealing and certainly eye-opening for me.
Being as wary, being as passionate, loving, caring, sometimes strict as we are in the real world. Just transfer that to the internet.
This is an issue that we have to address, and every parent just has to grasp this, as difficult as it is, because this is the digital world. This is the world that our children are living in and growing up in, and it is nothing like the world we grew up in.
It certainly isn't. And for information on the best ways to protect you and your family from online predators, go to our website.